Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Scuba. In today's video, I'm taking a closer look at the Apeks Lunar Mini Dive Torch. Now this is kind of a sort of a primary slash backup torch, depending on sort of where you're diving. It's nice, neat and tidy. Yeah, and it's pretty powerful as well. Yeah, let's see what you get in the box. Okay, so let's take a closer look at what you actually get inside of the box. So this is how it's going to arrive. You get this sort of semi-rigid sort of EVA case. You get a recycled cardboard sleeve. A lot of Apeks stuff is coming in this sort of more recyclable, sort of eco-friendly packaging, which is wonderful. Not a great deal of detail on the outside. It just says, yeah, this contains a Lunar Mini Dive Light, a USB charger lead, and the lanyard, which I'll show you in a second. The color, so this shows the 4 different colors that it comes in: green, gray, orange, and purple. This one is obviously the orange. So yeah, the EVA case, yeah, good sort of semi-rigid case. Even if you don't want to use this specifically for the torch, you can repurpose this for whatever you want, really, as long as it fits. It's sort of small enough to fit in the box. It's a great reusable case. Got the Apeks logo sort of embossed in the top, and the bottom is just flat. Zippered opening. Clamshell design, so you can get in and out of it. The first thing that you have is a bit of paperwork, recharging instructions, sort of basically, yeah, sort of telling you sort of how to charge up the torch. More paperwork, which will quick start guide, yeah, sort of shows you how it works, what all the sort of different button presses are, because there's lots of different sort of settings in this, and you have a sort of a power sort of gauge on the back, which I'll show you in a second. Shows you how much battery life you have left inside of it, and all the sort of the run times and the lumens and whatnot. Then we have the torch itself. We'll take a closer look at that in a second. And then underneath this section here, this is actually removable, so you can take that out if you want to reuse this case. You have a wrist lanyard, so slip that over your wrist. You've got a sort of spring adjustment there to make sure it's nice and tight, and then loop this section sort of through the torch, and that way, if you ever drop it, it's not going too far. And then you have a USB cable, which is how you're going to recharge the torch. So like a lot of your sort of smartphones and tablets and stuff, you can just use the same sort of USB charger to recharge your torch. And that's it, that's what you get inside of the box. Let's take a closer look at the torch itself. So the Apeks Lunar Mini is a pretty compact but pretty powerful torch. Now it fits in your hand quite nicely. It's a sensible size. This will kick out about 1,000 lumens of bright white light, so that sits in a really good area as far as sort of primary or backup torches. If you're diving in sort of blue waters, night dive kind of thing, in the Red Sea or somewhere, this is going to be plenty of light, and then you can sort of keep pressing the button to dial it down. So you either have like high beam that will run for about an hour and a half, or you can dial it down to low beam that will go for about about 6 hours, I believe. So the body itself is made out of aluminium, so it's lightweight, and it will have this sort of coloring coating which protects it from corrosion, which is wonderful. It's nice and strong, it's nice and light. This weighs very, very little in my hands. But one of the best things about it is that it's factory sealed. So you never have to worry about unscrewing it, nothing unscrews, nothing pops open. You never have to change the battery, because the battery is built into the torch, and then you charge it through those 2 little pins at the back using that cable that we saw just earlier. So staying at the back of the torch, so here we have 2 little lanyard loops. So these are anchor points for your wrist lanyard, or any lanyard. If you want to tie a bolt snap onto that, you can sort of fit that through there. On the very back, you have, this is the activation button. If I just press that twice, you can see 2 little green LEDs. That's your battery level and power level indicator. So this is a fully charged torch. I charged it overnight, and obviously it's green because it's set at 100%, so it's got plenty of battery power left. But as the battery power starts to dwindle over time, that will change to amber and then down to red. So it's like a traffic light system. So as you're sort of diving along, you can see that your battery's running low, and then you can start to dial it down. So these two little pins, these are going to line up with the USB charger, and this just pushes into position, and then you plug it into a USB port. It only goes in one way. If I hold down the button to switch it off. So you push the battery sort of recharging cable back in, and then plug it into a USB port, and that will charge it up. So that's pretty simple, and you don't have like oodles of sort of wires sort of getting in the way, getting all sort of cumbersome. On the front of the torch, single LED. Sorry, it's a bit wet still. Single LED, so that's producing up to 1,000 lumens of bright white light. Personally, I like to dive, sort of night dive in the Red Sea, somewhere around the kind of 700 lumens is quite bright. So for this, I'd keep that sort of 1,000 for diving in the UK, something just to sort of pierce through their sort of murky green waters. But if I'm diving somewhere nice and blue, I'd probably dial that down to sort of the midway or even the low, just to kind of see where I'm going. To change the power, very easy. Switching it on is a double press, and then to change the power, you just keep pressing that button. So a double press will switch it on, and then every time you push that button, it's going to change the power rating, and it goes sort of cyclical. So this is the beam angle, and I think this is about a 16-degree beam angle, which is pretty good sort of spotlight semi-flood, so you can still focus on one thing in particular, but it's also going to illuminate a certain amount around it. No obvious hard edges. I mean, there is a bit of a hot spot and then a corona around it, but they're actually fairly soft. And then sort of dialing it down, very easy, so you can put it into power saver mode, so you can save your battery power and just sort of run it for longer. Switching it off, just hold down that button and it switches off. So very easy to use, even if you've got sort of clunky gloves. This is an actual push button, so you do get some feedback on whether you've actually pushed it or not. But all in all, yeah, a very smart little torch. Okay, so to summarize, the Apeks Lunar Mini, 1,000 lumen dive torch, nice and compact, comes in a whole bunch of funky different colors as well, so that you can really sort of suit your style. Decent battery life, lots of nice features like factory sealed. That's a real big one for me. I love it when torches are factory sealed. I never have to worry about sort of leaks or anything. USB rechargeable as well, so if you're going on a long sort of liverboard, you don't have to bring replacement batteries or anything. You just plug it in as and when you need to. I'd be happy as this as a primary torch in sort of clear blue waters, or as a backup torch in sort of green murky waters. It ticks a lot of boxes for me, and yeah, it comes in a nice reusable case as well. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out the Apeks Lunar Mini. Check it out on our website simplyscuba.com. Thank you for watching, and safe diving.